Would you trust an 11-year-old when they ask you to buy them a latte? I didn't. And that one decision somehow made me look like the bad guy, to her dad, to the kid, and honestly, maybe even to myself. I'm 20 years old, and my dad has some old friends from his college days abroad. One of those friends recently came to visit my city with his daughter, an 11-year-old named Emily. They were staying in a hotel downtown, and since my dad was busy with work, he asked me to take her out for a few hours. He suggested something educational, his exact words. So I decided on the National Museum. I figured it was quiet, respectable, and not completely boring. Emily was not thrilled. From the moment I picked her up, she had this look like she was being punished. She was polite, just barely, but you could tell this was the last place she wanted to be. We got there about 20 minutes early before the museum opened, and while we were waiting on a bench out front, she suddenly pointed across the street and said, completely deadpan, "You should buy me a coffee. It's the least you can do before dragging me through 2 hours of boring stuff." I blinked. Coffee? For an 11-year-old? She said it like it was the most normal thing in the world. So I asked, kind of surprised, "Do you even drink coffee?" She replied, "Yeah, my dad lets me have lattes all the time. Oat milk only though. Oat milk. She had preferences. She had." Now listen, I'm not a parent, but I'm also not someone who gives caffeine to kids without permission. I wasn't about to become the random adult who gave a preteen her first full cup of espresso before a museum tour. So, I told her, "Let me just check with your dad, okay?" She sighed, rolled her eyes, and said, "You don't trust me?" At this point, I could feel the guilt creeping in, but I still pulled out my phone and texted her dad, asking, "Hey, just double checking, is Emily allowed to have coffee?" He called me back immediately, and the first thing he said wasn't yes or no. It was, "Did you seriously think my daughter is a liar?" His tone? Cold. Sharper than I expected. I stammered, No, I didn't mean it like that. I just thought I should make sure." He answered, "Yeah, she's allowed. Just get her whatever she wants. It's fine." And then he hung up. I stood there, awkwardly holding my phone while Emily gave me that told you so look. So we went into the cafe, and I ordered her an oat milk latte. She was very specific about it. Medium, not too hot, extra oat milk. She thanked me politely, then scrolled through her phone while sipping it like some kind of jaded office worker. It was weirdly impressive, but also unnerving. Inside the museum, things didn't get better. I tried to keep it light, pointing out cool paintings, old swords, Egyptian statues, but she barely reacted. Every time I turned my head, she was either on her phone or zoning out completely. When I asked what she thought of a massive 18th century tapestry, she said, "Looks like a rug my grandma would hate." Eventually, I gave up and just let her trail behind me, half listening to the audio tour while she dragged her feet like I was punishing her. After 2 hours of trying to keep things pleasant, we walked back to the hotel in silence. Her dad opened the door and I gave a little wave. "Hey, we made it back in one piece." He didn't smile, didn't even really look at me. He just said, "Thanks," and motioned for Emily to come inside. And that was it. No conversation, no small talk. Just a frosty, uncomfortable silence as the door closed behind me. Walking back to my car, I felt weird. Had I really screwed up that badly? Was it so insulting to double check with a parent about coffee? I wasn't trying to embarrass her. I wasn't trying to call her a liar. I just didn't want to make the wrong call with someone else's kid. But then again, maybe that's exactly what I did. Maybe by calling her dad, I implied she couldn't be trusted. Maybe I embarrassed her in front of her father. Maybe I showed I didn't believe her. And maybe that really stung. Or maybe, just maybe, her dad overreacted. Maybe he was the one with a weird chip on his shoulder. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm still thinking about it days later. Still wondering if I should have just bought the latte. Still wondering if I should apologize. Or if I didn't do anything wrong in the first place. So here I am asking you, was I the asshole for not taking an 11-year-old's word about coffee?